Welcome into All Joe Madden here on Picks and Parlays. We're breaking down your Berlin, Germany game Sunday. It's an early one. You guys are going to have to get up for this one as the Indianapolis Colts take on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, this is 9:30 Eastern time. Dre, we got a spread of 6.5. The Colts are the favorite, laying the 6.5. Looking for a bounce back game here in Germany. Total 48.5. Firstly, you going to be up at 9:30 Eastern to watch this one? Is it making your TV?
It will be on my TV with a cup of coffee on the side. Just because I will watch a lot of European soccer, and I also have those bets posted on the Picks and Parlay site if you guys want to check those out. So it just goes into my soccer watching.
Okay, I didn't know you did soccer, Dre. You guys, Dre does cover so many sports over on picksandparlays.net, and that's a perfect time to remind you guys of the great deal rolling on Picks and Parlays, where you can get the rest of 2025 for all sports for Dre for just $8.30 a day. This is a fantastic deal because those standalone plays, I tell you, you're not getting them at any price near to this. So the rest of 2025 for just $8.30 a day. Take advantage of the long-term package over there. But Dre, let's get into looking at this game. What are your thoughts here on travel games? Do you invest a lot into these games where these teams are having to travel overseas? And what are your thoughts on them returning home for the next week? We know a couple teams have neglected to take a bye this season coming back from Europe, but in this one, looking at these teams going into Europe, is this a game you can go big on?
This is a game you can go big on, especially prop wise. I think that this is going to be a very entertaining one. There's been a lot of games so far overseas, but I think this is the best matchup of all the games.
It's going to be an interesting one. Firstly, the spread of 6.5. The Colts coming off an embarrassing loss in their last game out. Do you think Daniel Jones and this team can bounce back offensively?
I think they have a chance. They have a chance to right the ship. They also made trade deadline moves. They acquired Sauce Gardner, number one pick at cornerback for the Jets 3 years ago, and they got him, and he's hasn't had the best year, but I think that's compiled to the bad coaching and the poor GMing of the Jets. So we won't blame him for any of that. But he could have a new story. He can rewrite his history right now with this Colts team, who is looking good, playoff bound, only 2 losses. This is a great opportunity for the defense to step up. I do think they have more problems in their defense than just cornerback,
Mhm.
but we saw the Steelers pick them apart. So I think that the Falcons have a chance to also do the same thing.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner, I love that you brought up that trade for him. He's so impactful out there. And I know, like what you just said about not having that great season with the Jets, but he was picked up in the draft for a reason at that spot. He is so solid out there. And we saw what Sam Darnold did coming out of the Jets. So I think Sauce Gardner is another one of those players that I had so much faith with the Jets, but wasn't able to produce. But with the right coaching here, I think the Indianapolis Colts, man, Dre, do you think that they have every ability to make a full run this year?
Yes, I think that the AFC overall is um, very beatable. Everyone, even the Chiefs. We saw what happened to the Chiefs and the Bills. The Bills' offensive team is not as good as most rosters. Like I love James Cook, but other than that, that's all the Bills really have. So like the Chiefs, the Steelers, there's a lot of teams that just they're beatable. The Ravens, they're not as strong defensively as the teams in the NFC. So I do think that if the Colts can really button up their defense, their offense has been electric the entire. They've only had like less than 10 punts this season.
Yeah.
Like they're not punting the ball; they're putting up big points. They haven't had the best competition, but I do think that with the right matchup in the first round of the playoffs, they could make a run.
They definitely have every ability to do so. So let's get back to this Sunday game over in Germany. We have Daniel Jones, the quarterback here for the Indianapolis Colts, and then Michael Penix Jr. here for the Atlanta Falcons. How do you think the game script goes for both of these offenses, Dre?
I think it's going to be running backs run the game. The entire time is going to be the reliance on the running ground game, only because the defenses that we are talking about have shown very much strength against the pass. The Falcons allow the least passing yards to any quarterback in this league. They are the best pass defense in the league. And it's going to be tough for Daniel Jones. I know he has a lot of weapons, but I think he's going to have to really rely on Jonathan Taylor, who is minus 340 to get a touchdown. So it's a guarantee he's going to get to the end zone. So if you want to bet on him, you're going to probably have to bet 2 touchdowns because they're going to run that ball. And we saw the having to rely on Daniel Jones' arm the entire game is not going to get you a W. So defense and running backs.
I can't believe minus 340 for that anytime, Toddy. I hadn't looked at the touchdown market yet. One thing I did look, though, is Bijan Robinson from the Falcons and Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts to each record 5+ rushing yards in each quarter. That number seems low. The books are giving us that at plus 230. Why?
Yes, it is. It seems pretty wild. My only thing is I do see the Falcons having to pass the ball more than the Colts in this game. So there could be more passing opportunities for Bijan, and I would say less pass opportunities for Jonathan Taylor, just because of how good the defense is for the Falcons. But the Colts can be passed on. They don't have until proven otherwise, you can throw the ball on them. And so I do worry about Bijan getting those yards in each quarter,
Yeah.
but he can break those. He can break those off in like one carry each quarter. Each quarter, he can definitely break past 5 yards. Yes.
He should be able to maybe look at his longest rush out there. Might be a strong way to attack Bijan Robinson. His anytime touchdown coming in at minus 140. So not as highly juiced as Jonathan Taylor. I'm still shocked by Jonathan Taylor's numbers. If you take him for 2+ touchdowns, you're not getting great value. It's plus 170. I can't bet that. Can you?
I don't think it's worth your value, and we want value in our bets.
We definitely do. What about Tyler Warren here for the Indianapolis Colts, the tight end? We know he's been a great, impactful target out there for Daniel Jones. He actually was leading in receptions out there a couple of weeks ago, I believe, before last week's game. Plus 155 for his anytime tutty. Will the Atlanta Falcons give it up down the middle?
I think they will. They aren't that good against the tight end, but a lot of teams this season are not good against the tight end. They're usually forgot about in the pass catching defenses. But I can see him getting loose because he was bottled up against the Steelers. So there's much opportunity for him to get over 4.5 receptions, maybe even over his yardage. Touchdown, I don't really know, just because I like the safeties. Jesse Bates for the Falcons, I think he does pretty well in the red zone against tight ends. But I do see him having a decent day here on overseas.
Okay. It should be an interesting one between these two teams. Now, if you're looking for Dre's best bets, you guys head on over to picksandparlays.net. We're going to get to all of his free plays here in just a second. I want to remind you of that Weekend Warrior package. If you're looking for just football, I mentioned if you're looking for more than football, you want to take advantage of the long-term package for just $8.30 a day for the rest of 2025. You'll get every single sport. But if you're just looking for football, the Weekend Warrior package is where you want to be. Saturday and Sunday, you get those plays for just $49. That's college football as well as professional football for $49. All picks. It doesn't matter if it's 4%, 5% play for just that one low cost. And then they'll throw in Monday's picks as well. So Dre will have his Saturday, Sunday, and Monday plays for you. You don't want to miss out because he's absolutely been crushing it out there on the football field. But Dre, let's get to what you're liking the best out there for your free picks in this matchup. I think you're muted, Dre.
I think this game is going under the total of 48.5. I think it's pretty high for an overseas game. These two teams have both played really tough games the week before. The Patriots took as much as they could out of this Falcons team. And the Steelers, we already know, took as much as they could out of the Colts team. And so they're coming into this game both needing to win, both coming off bye weeks and needing to get a win to win the division. The divisions on both the sides are really close. So I do think in the Falcons having to catch up and stay with the Buccaneers is going to be a tough ask. So I will take the under 48.5 as my best bet for this game. And a prop bet that I do like, I like the tight end on the other side of the Colts. I don't like Colts tight end as much as I like Kyle Pitts for the Falcons. I think he has over 4.5 receptions because the Colts allow the 4th most receptions to the tight end in the league, and they allow the 6th most yards to the tight end in the league. So I think that Kyle Pitts has a great game. And like I said before, I do think there's more passing on the Falcons side with Michael Penix Jr. Than I do see from the Colts side. So give me the under and give me Kyle Pitts over 4.5 receptions.
You got to love some tight end prop bets out there. Kyle Pitts has been crushing it this year. So glad you're coming at us with him. If you're looking at him for the anytime tutty, you guys, he's coming in at plus 260. But Dre, all the best in all of your bets. Keep completely crushing it out there in the NFL. Thank you for joining us here. We'll see you again shortly.